We've already done our statement of adequate notice in executive session. That prevails for this meeting as well. This meeting will come to order. Mr. Hastings, would you please call the roll again?
Mr. Brady?
Here.
Mr. Dalton?
Here.
Mrs. Dan?
Here.
Mrs. Gilman?
Here.
Mrs. McGovern?
Here.
Mr. Schneider? Here. Mrs. Stevens?
Here.
Mrs. Talarico? Mr. McCarthy?
Here. All right, President's report. I do not have anything for up here. I'll save my comments for downstairs. Superintendent's report, Mrs. Weldon.
Okay, thank you very much. I have a few announcements up here, and then we have some recognition this evening downstairs. So here we are at our last week of summer, our last August board meeting. You know what that means. We welcome back our Spartans next week, and we're very excited to do so. All of the students' schedules and teachers are out. Everything was accessible through the Genesis Parent Portal. Hopefully everyone has already logged in and taken a look at who they have for teachers this year. And bus passes were also emailed out yesterday. They were sent from a TransFinder email address. That's our transportation company. So if you did not receive that email, parents, you can contact your school's main office and they can assist you there. And we are hopeful that by the end of the week, that information will also be updated in the Genesis Parent Portal. And I do just want to point out, I'm going to talk about some upcoming events, but I do just want to make sure everyone is aware that there was a mistake on our calendar. We had inadvertently scheduled a back to school night at the intermediate school for September 22nd. Once we realized that date is at sundown, Rosh Hashanah begins, we did reschedule that night, and the TOIS back to school night now for all grades is September 25th. That has been updated on our calendar, and Mr. Amato has already communicated that out to the parents of TOIS. But I did just want to let anyone else know who may have seen that error, that it has been corrected. Okay, so next week we start Tuesday and Wednesday. We welcome back our faculty, and we have 2 wonderful PD days planned. We also, on the 3rd, have a number of orientations. We have our OTES preschool orientation, Wanamassa preschool orientation, Wayside Kindergarten, OTES Kindergarten, and Wanamassa Kindergarten. And did I miss Wayside Preschool orientation? So all of our preschool and kindergarten orientations are on September 3rd. Our freshman orientation at the high school is also on September 3rd. And then on the 4th, we welcome back our students. So first day of school for all students is next Thursday, September 4th. Short week next week, 4th and the 5th.
But a full day.
But a full day. Full day, Thursday, September 4th and Friday, September 5th. On Friday, September 5th, this is an announcement for all parents of seniors, the Senior Parent College Application Workshop video will be released. And that'll be available Friday, September 5th. So look for that. In addition, we open up with all our athletics. If the students were here, they would tell you that we have our opening game this Thursday night in our Spartan Stadium, and all of our other athletic programs kick off next week. We have had a number of scrimmages happening this week on our field. It's been wonderful to see all the teams out there in their red, in their uniforms, representing our school district so proudly. So it has already been a great week, feeling like things are back in session. So we're excited for next week. And like I said, I'll have more recognition when we move downstairs to our voting meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Weldon. Mr. Hastings, School Business Administrator's report.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd just like to thank all our maintenance and custodial staff. They've been hard at work these past weeks getting our buildings ready for our opening. Several projects that we've had scheduled for the summer have been completed, including our TOES bleachers, brand new bleachers there, and a new gym floor, 5th grade gym floor at TOIS. And then we still have some projects that are in our final stages, including the 6 new bathrooms we're doing at the elementaries for our pre-K classrooms, and the final stages of lights and sound equipment at the high school auditorium. So staff is working very hard to get all these projects completed so that the buildings are ready for our students and staff when we return next week. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hastings. Appreciate it. Public comment. The Board of Education recognizes the value of public comment on educational issues and the importance of allowing members of the public to express themselves on school matters of community interest. Public comment is not a question and answer session. Specific questions can be directed to the administration. The superintendent's contact information is downstairs on the podium and also on our district website, and we encourage you to contact her with any questions that you may have. Public participation shall be governed by the following rules. Each statement made by a participant shall be limited to 5 minutes in duration. No participant may speak more than once on the same topic until all others who wish to speak on that topic have been heard. The presiding officer may request any person to leave the meeting when that person does not observe reasonable decorum. Would anyone from the public like to discuss or comment on anything at this time?
We do have one commenter. Oh, two comments.
Wonderful.
Today's Oakhurst, New Jersey. Sorry, I'm a little bit out of sorts trying to read my emails because before I came in, I was trying to check on the e-court status of the lawsuit that the district is facing about the wrongful termination. I was just trying to see online, what the latest is on that for one of the employees that was wrongfully fired and is now suing the district. So I guess I'll have to do that after this meeting just to check in. I feel like commenting about the facilities use form or facilities usage process once again. So tonight you guys are going to be voting on, this is what I just read, check this out. 186 days for basketball times 2 at 2 schools, and they're only paying $300. I'm sure some of you with MBAs on the board can do the math. That's 80 cents a day for whatever basketball program it is. 17 days for AYF cheer program. 55 days that you're approving tonight, allegedly, for Ocean United Soccer. I pay dues there. Our dues went from like $1,500 to $2,100, I believe, this year. And we're getting a break. It should be like $2,500 because they're moving to an academy type way of training. And you're giving them 55 days for $150. When I've said in the past, this is pennies on the dollar. I'm not exaggerating. You're also giving 7 days to lacrosse. I can't believe you're giving all these days to all these youth organizations that have to pay money, some of which have to pay thousands of dollars to participate. And you're giving pennies on the dollar to these youth organizations, some of which I'm not quite sure are 2/3 based participants in the Township of Ocean. I firmly believe that if you did some digging, you might see that not everybody who participates is from our town. But we have an organization that is free, wanting to give free football to local kids, not just from this town, but other towns. And you can't even give them 4 days? 4 days. You cannot give a free youth football club 4 days. And you're giving 300 and something to basketball for $300. I think that's kind of shameful and embarrassing, arbitrary, capricious, and quite honestly, it's discriminatory. That's more of a comment, but I guess the question is, how on earth are you still only charging $150? And how on earth are you not giving another youth organization due process and the ability to have 4 days of fields? So I guess those were 2 questions in there. More questions I'll say to the end. I was kind of proud to see the HIB reports in there showed 0 number 2s in the self-reporting for OTES and Wayside. I think that's great. I also took a screenshot around 4 p.m. of both agendas. There were no minutes posted publicly. So for, the 5 people that might be watching right now, or the people like me who actually come to meetings, there was no ability to access your minutes in order to possibly have questions. At 4:16, I'm happy to show you, there was no hyperlink. I say this almost every time, and then you guys are always like, yeah, it was on there, it was on there. No, I time shotted it, or whatever it's called. At around 4:15, there were no minutes, and I checked it earlier in the day, there were also no minutes. I think that might be it for right now. I guess my final question is, why are we transporting Lock Arbor kids? I have nothing against the towns that we send and all that, against those kids rather, but this is a town that costs us what, millions of dollars by seceding out of our district, and now we're going to be busing some kids. I don't know if somebody sued our district for millions of dollars and pulled out, and now they want $6,000 worth of busing. I feel like you guys should say no, thank you. All right, that's it for now. Thanks.
Thank you, Mrs. Hayes. Do we have any other commenters from the public?
Hello, my name is Casey Zimmer. I'm from Oakhurst. I'm the Vice President and Treasurer of the Ocean Township Dolphins Pop Warner nonprofit organization here in town. I stand here tonight not just as a parent, but as a member of this community who cares deeply about our children and the opportunities they are given. What I cannot understand and what I am here directly to ask is why the board is going so hard against something so positive, so beneficial, and so free for the children of Ocean Township. We requested 4 dates for use of the high school field, 4 dates. And yet even those reasonable requests have been denied. Why? What is the harm in granting our children access to a field that belongs to this township, to the very families who pay taxes to support it? Denying these kids that opportunity is not just unfair, it sends the wrong message. This program is great. A free opportunity for our youth. We are offering families in Ocean Township another option. One that encourages teamwork, discipline, community pride, and healthy activity. These are not just numbers on a roster. They are our sons, our daughters, our neighbors' children. They are kids who simply want the chance to play the sport they love in the town that they live in. We have had to fight for every step, and even months later, we are still fighting. I have to ask why. If this district and this board claims to be for the children, then why are the actions so often against the adults who are volunteering their time, energy, and passion to create something good for those very children? To make matters worse, my family has been banned from attending the varsity football games, not because of anything proven, but because of lack of communication from your staff. When we finally fought hard enough after 5 long months of being ignored and trying to get a meeting, we were belittled and accused of things that are simply not true. And now instead of being resolved, this unfair treatment is being held over our heads, and not only just our heads, our entire organization. We were never given due process for this decision, and we were never given a fair opportunity to defend ourselves against these accusations being held over us. That is not just unfair, it is unjust. And even today, the lack of communication continues. Emails to Mrs. Weldon are going unanswered for days. My phone calls are not returned. There has been no urgency shown for either our family or for our organization. Now I am being told she has to wait to hear back from someone who has nothing to do with an issue in question, and she has still not reached out to the contact I provided who could give her the information she claims she needs to approve our 4 measly home games. I also want to question why policy number 9160, public attendance at school events, is being applied to this ban, as this should have been done by the board, not Mrs. Weldon. And the policy that is against us, even though we have never had an issue at any school events, especially a football game, but instead are the Spartans' loudest, biggest fans for all of your students. If this policy is being stretched and misused to silence us or to bar us from supporting our children, then that is deeply troubling and flat out wrong. Frankly, I believe Mrs. Weldon has too much on her plate to be left in charge of approving these dates and these matters, especially if she's not going to respond in a timely fashion or return.
Mrs. Zimmer, I will just remind you, I ask that you conduct yourself with appropriate decorum. I cannot infringe upon your First Amendment right, but I do ask you conduct yourself with appropriate decorum and do not address the administration in such a way with a personal matter.
Okay.
Please continue.
The reality is this ban is punishing children more than it's punishing adults. And let me be clear, I will not go away until I am allowed to attend my son's football games at home, as I am the one recording for their recruiting purposes and have never missed a game since ages 5 and 7 when they started playing football. We are not here to cause division or stir conflict or oppose anyone. We are here as community members who are trying to make a difference. We are here to provide another option for families who believe in Pop Warner, who want something positive for their children, and who are willing to put in that hard work to make it happen. So I stand before you tonight asking that the board stop going against the very people who are stepping up to do the work. We need support, not resistance. We need collaboration, not opposition. And above all, our children need adults who are willing to put politics, pride, personal feelings aside in order to do what is right for them. This is about the kids, nothing more and nothing less. And it is time that this board starts acting like it. Tonight, I am asking this board to reverse the unfair ban placed on my family and to grant the Ocean Township Dolphins Pop Warner organization the 4 field dates we requested in March. That is fair, just, and the right thing to do for our children, our families, and the community that built and paid for these fields. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Zimmer. Do we have anyone else from the public who would like to comment on anything at this time?
We do.
How you doing? My name is Lou from Oakhurst. How you doing? I stand before you. Sorry.
Do you have a last name, sir? I apologize, I cannot see you.
Oh, you can't see me? Yes, I do. My last name is Gaudius.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So I stand before you guys tonight to ask you to reverse the ban from us watching our children play football in Ocean Township. We can't believe that this ban is even standing. We've, like Ms. Zimmer stated, we've never caused a problem at a football game in our life. We've only been removed from AYF, from somebody on your board at this time. That's the only time we've ever been removed from anything in our whole entire life. I have a 23-year-old son who still plays football. I'm still friends with every single coach along the way from his path from he was 4 years old to now. The only time we've ever been removed from anything in our lifetime was from Amy McGovern, and that's it. And we're just really, truly tired of.
Mr. Gaudius, I will remind you to conduct yourself with appropriate decorum at this meeting, please.
Okay.
I ask you not address personal issues or matters in public comment. This is a time for public comment, and I cannot infringe upon your First Amendment rights. However, I ask that you conduct yourself with appropriate decorum during my meeting.
Absolutely, I am. So I've only been removed by one person in my whole life, is Amy McGovern, and as the only person that ever removed me from anywhere of anything of any sort of anything in my life. And that is the very person on your board telling us right now that we cannot do something. That is the same only person.
Sir, I will ask again, respectfully, do you please conduct yourself with appropriate decorum during this meeting? Do you stop addressing individual members of this board in this way? And you stop bringing up a personal matter? I cannot infringe upon your First Amendment right. I would like you to be able to make your comment as needed, but I just ask that you conduct yourself with appropriate decorum.
Absolutely. I'm sorry for saying any names. Same thing. I'm speaking without saying that person's name. We're just tired of being bullied. You know, we're very nice people. We respect everyone. We have a lot of great families in our organization. This is nothing personal. Like, this organization is not personal against AYF. It is not personal. We did not start this to hurt AYF. So we want everyone to understand that there's a lot of kids that cannot play football in this town. They're my son's friends. They can't afford football in this town. It's too expensive. It's one of the most expensive towns in Monmouth County for football. So we started something that they can afford. And we just want you guys to understand that this is for the kids. We don't make nothing. We don't get nothing out of this. This is all for the kids of your town that you're denying. And now the newest thing is I'm being told I'm banned from going to my own organization's games because a parent took a swing at me. That's what Ms. Weldon, that's what somebody on your board told me recently, that I am not allowed to attend or go to games because another parent took a swing at me and is banned for 1 year from Pop Warner. They are banned from Pop Warner, but I'm being banned for being swung at. I can't understand it. I can't wrap my head around it. Neither can anyone from my organization, that anyone from Pop Warner and anyone else can not wrap their head around it. It's just not fair, it's unjust, and it's just, quite frankly, it's just out of line. It's just like, if somebody's calling you and just saying, you know, Mr. Such and such at your board punched me, you don't just go to jail for that. You have to have proof. You have to say, I am going to prove this by reasonable doubt that you did what you did. And again, we don't have that for the band for the high school as well. Same thing, we don't have that band as well. You have no proof of anything you guys said in there, you just said it and did it. We would like to know where your proof is and what type of proof do you have to ban us? That's what we want to know, like. And how, yeah, and that's another thing is we want to know why our dates are not on the agenda. If Ms. Weldon physically told me and Ms. Zimmer, the vice president, I will have your dates by Friday. She said, I will have your dates by Friday. Did she not? So what happened? We want to know what happened even from Friday to Sunday. Because Sunday she's telling me we can't have it because I almost got struck inside of my gate where the coaches and the staff are allowed, not the parents. We just want to know, why is Ms. Welding searching so hard for something that's just not there? That's not true. We would like our dates. We would like to be able to give our parents these dates. Our Pop Warner's asking for the dates. Everyone's asking for the dates, and we're still here. Ms. Weldon told us last week, I will have the dates by Friday. How come we didn't get them?
Mr. Gaudius, I did interrupt you a couple of times, so you have a couple more seconds here. I would like to give you the opportunity to wrap up your comments.
Yeah, that's all I got to say is we want to know why you're not giving us the dates. That's it. We would love to go attend our children's football games. We never missed a game. We've never been a problem at a game. We've never missed a game. This is personal, and we're just tired of it. It's personal, and we're tired of it. We would just like to be treated like any other family, you know what I mean? And that's all that's all I have to say tonight. I hope somebody on that board could sit back and listen and see what's going on and do the right thing. That's all I can ask.
Thank you for your comments, Mr. Gaudius.
Thank you.
Do we have any other members from the public who would like to comment on anything at this time? Was that a no?
Well, my sons wanted to, but they're at football practice, so they couldn't make it.
Okay.
You don't have any more public commenters.
No other public commenters. Thank you. Yep. So, Mrs. Conway, do we have anyone in the queue who would like to comment on anything at this time?
Yes, Mr. President, we have Keith Chapman. Please go ahead, Keith Chapman.
Good evening. I was wondering if there will be crossing guards during the freshman orientation. I know my daughter crosses, and I know the orientation scheduled during the afternoon or something during an odd hour of the school day. I do know my daughter may be crossing the street. I'm sure there's other students that will be crossing in various locations throughout our town, and we all know how busy some of our main stretches and areas are, especially around the school area. Second, building usage. Over the summer, I was in the middle school during one of my son's basketball clinics or whatever, and noticed how there was gum all over the floors throughout the building. Gum in our gymnasium, gum. It was disgusting. The floors were sticky and all. And it wasn't from the kids that were playing basketball there. I don't know who exactly from, but I know we rent out our buildings throughout the summers. There's trash outside the buildings, just scattered around, kids' toys or whatever. And again, I realize that we rent out our buildings and we should be renting out our buildings, but I hope that we are within our rental agreements, making sure that we are accounting for this, and that people that when they rent out our buildings, especially those that don't use them year round, are making sure that we are held accountable, because we are in them and we do see them. We're public and our buildings are aging, and yes, there's always stuff that breaks down or whatever, but yeah, I think this was excessive, and I really think it needs to be addressed, especially coming into next year, and realizing our buildings are aging and that they need to be respected. So, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chapman. Mrs. Conway, do we have anyone else in the queue who would like to comment on anything at this time?
No, Mr. President, there are no further commenters.
Very well. Thank you, Mrs. Conway. Presentation of minutes, Mr. Dalton.
Yes. Thank you, Mr. McCarthy. Item 7.1, presentation of minutes from the executive session on August 12th. Comments, questions?
Comments, questions on the presentation of minutes? Very well. Personnel, Mrs. McGovern.
We will move it downstairs.
Thank you. Financial management and resource services, Mrs. Dam.
Discussion for 9.1 through 9. Oh, I'm sorry, 9.7.
Any comments or questions on anything for 9.1 through 9.7?
It's very nice that the Cedar Village is donating backpacks
Yeah,
to our
very
kids.
nice.
Thank you, Mrs. Stevens.
Great.
Wonderful, positive comment. Mr. Hastings, you had a few comments that you wanted to make.
Yes, so, I wanted to point out a typo in item 9.5 on our ESSA funding. Our Title I number listed on our any paper copies was 351,000. The correction was made on our electronic copies, 516. The total did not change, but we did correct that in the Word docs and on what's posted online. So that correction is made. And that's all I have.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
I just have one question.
Go ahead.
Is the solar about what it usually is? I feel like it is from looking at it, but I'm just asking.
So last year, based on timing, we were able to approve a full year of solar reimbursements. This year, the timing was off. The company that handles this for us actually operates with May as their year end. So at the last meeting last month, we approved through May, and then there was that last June piece. So that's why it's on this month for that one piece.
Thanks.
And combined, were they similar to the prior year? Like we did?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Any other questions or discussion for 9.1 and 9.7? Okay. Instruction, education, student activities, Mr. Dalton.
Yes, thank you, Mr. McCarthy. Up for discussion are items 10.1 and 10.2.
Just to give a little context, every year the schools have to rate themselves. It's called the school self-assessment for determining grades, grades. So you have there what each school safety and school climate team worked on collaboratively to score themselves. And you have the 5 schools there. We have to submit that to the state each year annually. And 10.2 is the Department of Education has expanded evaluation opportunities for highly effective teachers, and that recently came out. You may have seen that in the news. So in order for us to offer these alternate opportunities to our faculty, the board first must review and approve the alternate activities. And then once, if that is successful this evening, Dr. Morgans will work with the other administrators to roll this out and develop our practices here in district.
Is this a statewide initiative?
Yes. It's an opportunity made available through the DOE for alternates to the current evaluation model. It's only available to highly effective.
Any other questions on 10.1 to 10.2?
I just have another comment that all of the HIP, the self-assessment scores are all very positive as well. So clearly all the principals are working towards creating a culture that's inclusive for our students.
You were very hard.
One quick question, and I don't know if it's better for you, Dr. Morgan, for the evaluations, is that for tenured and non-tenured teachers?
It's for
Just for tenured
tenured,
and highly effective. That's what I thought, just wanted to. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Any old business from any members of the board?
Just a reminder, the back to school night chart went out. Make sure you look it over because one day was changed.
So I was going to discuss on my presence report, but this is my time anyway. Yeah, so please, if you have nights that you can attend, we will limit it depending on the school size potentially and how many volunteers we have, or I may have to call if we do not have enough volunteers and say, can you please jump in. So please just fill in your all availability and I'll plug and play as we can. For in the past, practice has been two to three members depending on the size of the event or the numbers of events for school. So we'll see from there. All right. Other old business from any members of the board. All right. Any new business from any members of the board? Mrs. McGovern.
I just wanted to point out that our community, oh, I start crying, sorry, I'm a crier because I'm a feeling person, but our community lost an icon really in Jim Simonelli. So I'm not sure how many of you know him, but he was majority of his time in our district was spent as a coach, a football coach, a track coach, a shot put coach, a discus coach, always volunteer. And he was a lifelong educator in Long Branch. He was a building principal over there, and he raised a lot of students and helped a lot of students along the way. The posts on everywhere about him are incredible. He was also a captain for Long Branch Beach, so he happened to also have a lot of our students there that were guards under him for many years. So I just wanted to let everybody know and thank him for all of his time here in Ocean, and to one of his daughters actually is a staff member. So to the D'Addario, Sobieski, and Simonelli family, our hearts are with you. And it's really kind of fitting that our football game on Thursday actually opens up against Long Branch. So it's an Ocean Long Branch game. I said to his daughter, his first game in heaven will be looking down on his two schools that he loved so much. So I just wanted to bring that to the board's attention and the community's attention. There is, services this week. If you look it up, he's at Damiano is the funeral home holding it. In charge of it. It's actually going to be at the old Long Branch High School. So I just wanted to bring that to everyone's attention.
Thank you, Ms. McGovern. Any other new business from any members of the board? None. May I have a motion to adjourn?
Second.
Thank you.